No nigga, baby, let's face it. I've been really feel like this in a minute. Yeah, that demons in my soul got my image. You ain't gotta trust me, baby, just listen.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Stay Woke Podcast, Episode 5. Today I got my boy Connor Nelson with me. What's going on, Connor?
What's up, JMO? Glad to be on. Thanks for having me. Of
Yes, sir, bro. Thank you for taking the time to be on here. It means the world to me.
course, man. Excited. Let's get to it.
Yes, sir. So what's going on, man? How's school? How's hoop? How's the season? How's COVID treating you? What's going on?
Excuse me. So everything's good. We started our season 2 weeks ago. So we actually tested positive the day before our first game.
Oh,
so
shit.
we had to miss 4 weeks. We were like the second to last team in Division I to play a game this regular season. So I had to sit out our first two. We lost both against Navy, and then this past weekend we played Loyola twice. Went 2-0. Our last game, actually, we won in triple overtime. My teammate hit a school record 9 threes. We got the dub in triple overtime. It's pretty sweet finish. And right now we just got an off day, and we're getting ready to play Lafayette on Saturday and Sunday.
Are you guys playing home?
The way the Patriot League's doing it is we play a Saturday and Sunday, and we play home on Saturday, or it doesn't really matter. Home one day, away the other day. So we just play back to back, and we play the same team.
So you just do you fly or are you guys driving?
No, we're driving everywhere. So we're in it's pretty complicated. We're in obviously the Patriot League, but then there's 3 mini conferences within the conference, so you never have to go somewhere that's flying distance. Because if we leave BC for more than 24 hours, we have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
Oh,
is
shit.
The rule. So exactly. So we have to get on a bus the day of a game, drive up there, hoop, get back,
and
shower,
back, yeah.
drive back. Yeah, it's like some JUCO shit.
Straight, I just gotta say, straight JUCO.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. But other than that, everything's good. How's school?
Yeah, school. Everybody knows that Zoom is tough to stay focused on class. But
Right.
It's all right. Yeah, it's going well. Semester started a week ago, so just getting back into the swing of things.
That's dope.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the interview, man. For the viewers that don't know who you are, born and raised Denver, Colorado, around pretty much Wash Park area. You want to elaborate about the sports you were playing growing up, the role models, whoever the first person that showed you sports? You want to just elaborate about your upcoming with that?
Yeah. So like Damo said, known him for a while, born and raised in Denver, Colorado. Growing up, I played soccer for a couple years. Then I was also a swimmer for a couple years. I actually had a city record in Denver for the butterfly for 10 and under. So that was pretty cool. And then I had to wake up every morning at 7:30 in the summer to swim. So after a while, I was like, this is not it. So, and that's when 4th, 5th grade, my dad, we had a hoop out back, and he's had a ball and just introduced me to it. And ever since then, I fell in love with it. And that second year playing is when I tried out for the Chauncey Billups team, and I was able to make the team with guys like Jay-Zick, KJ, and all those guys, Ronnie, all them. So ever since then, it's just been hoop, no other sports. And like I said, my dad is probably my role model. And it was also pretty cool to have someone like Chauncey, a Colorado legend, be able to wear his name on the jersey, play for him, represent him, stuff like that. I didn't know him too well personally, but it was still cool to play for a hometown legend like that. And that's how my hoop journey started. And
That's dope, man. It's crazy because I've had 6 Chauncey guys on here already.
Yeah, no, it's a small little community, man. Yeah.
So you guys are all a little joint, but it's dope to see all of you guys still hooping, especially you. We were teammates, so it's always good to see you out there doing your thing.
Appreciate that. Yeah, we were.
But transitioning in, you said you're playing with Chauncey. Were you guys starting to play out of state tournaments right away? Sorry.
Yeah. So when we were in like 5th and 6th grade, we would like kind of what I just said. We'd hop in those vans, and we'd only really go to like Wichita, Kansas was like our big one. We play in the the local tournaments, and it'd be like us, the Hawks, and like the Miners, like the three teams. I mean, in chaos actually, it was like
Right.
the four like relevant squads, and then we would always leave and go to Wichita, and that was like about our only out of state tournaments. But yeah, we were doing that since like 6th grade. And then finally when we hit the gauntlet is when we'd like start to fly and go to like Vegas and, Atlanta and all these other different places.
Right.
Um,
So choosing your high school, was it set in stone that it was just going to be South all the way, or did you have any other ideas of going?
I actually lived closer to GW. So I was actually thinking about going to GW, but then I I talked to the coach a little bit. I wasn't like killing it in 8th grade or anything. So when I was like asking about my chances for varsity, he was like, oh, maybe, like give it a year or two. And so I was kind of like, like, I don't know if I really want to do that. And then I did have a couple buddies going to South, and South has never been like a great at basketball. So I was like, there's probably more of an opportunity to start there, like play varsity quicker. And we went to the state championship my freshman year. I never played or anything, but like I got to sit at the bench a couple games on varsity. So that was pretty cool to be around that. So I was happy. And I ended up going to South.
Definitely. And that's dope. I didn't know you got to sit on the bench for that ship. What was that like?
Yeah.
I heard that game was
like,
crazy though.
Yeah, it was. Sitting up at CU, watching like Ibrahim. I bet you remember Ibrahim. I mean, his stat line some games like with 10 blocks, like 20 boards, and like 25 points. Like it was a sight to see. It was awesome just being a freshman, being able to see all that stuff going on. Yeah, it was dope. And unfortunately, we lost, but it was still dope to be, experience that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. I never knew that. That's so dope. So transitioning into your sophomore year, nobody knew you're about to grow to 6'6". What was that like hitting your growth spurt and just your game just evolving?
Yeah, so I didn't even know I was going to hit 6'6". That was a shock to everybody. But I was like 5'8" maybe my freshman year, so I was obviously the point guard. And so like my growth spurt wasn't like Anthony Davis or anything like that, but you always hear stories about he was like 6'3", and then he grew to be like 7 foot, but he was playing guard, so he had all those guard skills. So I just felt like being like a short point guard, and then growing to be that tall. Like my senior year, I was the tallest guy on the team. I'm obviously not a center, but like being able to move like a guard and being tall, being able to dribble and stuff like that. I thought it was good to start out short rather than start out tall and, kind of plateau. So it was good. I was able to, it took me a while, like a year or two before I could move. Like I don't think I could dunk until my senior year because my knees were so shot from growing so quickly. So it took me a while, but I was glad it happened, and I think it helped my game a whole lot.
Definitely. So what was your recruitment like through your high school career?
So none really. Like my recruiting story was like crazy. I always had interest. I had interest from like so I did a post grad summer with like JUCO when he was trying to get recruited. It was like me, JUCO, I think like Kason Hammonds, Sam Bannock, like all those different guys. And I got interest from a couple D1s, but they all told me I was too skinny. Like I need to go put on some muscle. So I had no offers, and I had a couple coaches talking to me, and they said like, oh, maybe go to a prep school and put on some weight, and we'll like follow you while you're at the prep school. And Chauncey actually goes and works out at Impact, which is where I ended up going to prep school all the time. So he was like, oh, like, yeah, this place is great. You put on muscle, like your skills will be better. Like I recommend going there. And so that's how I ended up going there. And I actually got hurt there though. So still no offers at a prep school. I was able to put on weight. And I thought I did take my game to another level, but still no coaches were willing to offer. So that's how I ended up. Coach Schmidt actually called me like 2 weeks before school started and was like, I got this. He's talked about you, and he talked about you and David, and 2 guys I knew. And I was like, yeah, like I know people there. Like I bet this wouldn't be bad. Like I had no other options. It was that or either like just going to school to be a student. So I was
Right.
like, I want to hoop. So that's how I ended up at CWC.
Definitely. So your time at CWC, I would say it was great. It was good for you and bad just because you're dealing with so much injuries and just you didn't know if you're going to be able to play. So you want to just walk us through your time at CDub.
Yeah. So got there, like I said, Coach Schmidt like put that roster together with like 3 weeks, which was crazy. Got there and I thought we had a really good squad. Like we took Gervais in Western Nebraska like right to the buzzer.
Yeah.
That first game, and I was like we're legit. Like, this is gonna be awesome. And then I forget we were playing. Who was it? Snow, I think. Is that right? Snow, yeah. And I played the game, and after the game, like my right knee just like ballooned up out of like I didn't hurt it. Played the whole game, like out of nowhere, it just ballooned up. I had no idea what happened. And then I got a MRI out there in Rivington, and apparently like a piece of my bone, like my femur bone, chipped off into my knee. It's like floating around in there.
Fuck.
Yeah, so it like ballooned up. I had to sit out like I don't know. We played the 2 games, and then I played like our 8 conference games. So I probably missed like 15 games as I was just waiting for the swelling to go down. The docs back in Denver said I like couldn't do any damage to my knee if I played. I just have to pain manage. So I came back and I played like 8 conference games, and I had a couple good games. But like you said, it hurt because like this was going to be my year to like show coaches, you know, because we had like Region 9 had some hoopers, man. Like, there was a lot of good talent. Like if you played well, like you were going to get an offer to go somewhere. And I mean, I got to play Casper once and Sheridan once. I did all right in those games, but those were like the 2 to like show out and hopefully get some film. So it was tough, but it was good to play at that level and know I could do some stuff. But the injury did suck.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And how is JUCO for you? Was it easy like for like the academic standpoint and managing basketball, or how was that for you?
I mean, yeah, not to like downgrade JUCO, but I thought I had a lot of free time. Like after I was able to finish my homework, I felt
right.
It was pretty quick. I didn't think it was too bad. Obviously, that's not the same for everyone, so I'm not just going to say JUCO is easy. But I thought it was like good in the aspect where I was able to put a lot of focus into hoop and still be on top of my academics. It wasn't like too strenuous. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I feel like JUCO does for you. Like gives you the opportunity to take some pretty easy studies, but then focus majority on hoop.
And it's cheap. Like you get the scholarship, it's cheap, it's free, and like it's good schoolwork, but it's not too bad. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you can't pay like $60,000 to go to some big university, I definitely recommend going to a community college for 2 years and just banging it out because I agree with you. It's some easy studies and it's good stuff.
Definitely. Yeah. So, what was your recruitment like now? You just talked about you missed 15 games. You came back on the 8th conference game. You had a few good games. Did you have any offers then?
So after after the season ended, I went on a visit to Colgate University, which is actually in our league in New York. It's in Hamilton, New York. And I went on a visit to Cornell, the Ivy. And at the Cornell visit, actually, we did a open run, and I like killed it. And I was like, for sure, like they're gonna offer me right here. Like I'm gonna be going to Cornell. And nothing happened with either of those. Those were my only 2 visits. Those were like the only 2 schools that were biting. So after that, actually, I had Coach Lave put together a highlight clip for me. I was just sending that out to like hundreds and hundreds of schools just wanted to bite. And I actually still, like how I ended up at American, I had to, so in the email I would send with my clip, I said, like looking for a scholarship. And then so after none of the coaches were biting, I actually had to change it. I was like I'll just walk on, like just give me a chance to walk on. And American was like the most interested. And so in like July, with like maybe 4 weeks before the school started, a kid at American actually left the summer school program. So they were like, oh, we just had like a 6'6" kid, like kind of similar to you, just decommit. He left. So we've got a spot, no scholarship, but we've got a spot if you want to come. So I walked on, and like 2 days before the first game, actually, my freshman year, or sophomore technically, the coach offered me a scholarship, and I was actually able to start my first D1 collegiate game. So I was actually pretty sick, and I'm glad I ended up at American.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah.
So what is life like in DC? Have you ever been there before attending American?
I have some family out in Virginia that lives like an hour away. So like I visited them once or twice, but I didn't even know American was like a real university.
Me either. When I seen you go there, I was like, what? What is this school? Exactly. And then I'm looking, I'm like, whoa, they got history.
Yeah, exactly. No, I've never even heard of it, but it's DC's dope. It's sick. There's always stuff going on, like unfortunately, like a couple weeks ago, those like white people like stormed the Capitol and stuff. Like that's not good news. Yeah, but there's always shit going on. Like it's always busy. The election process was crazy. There's history. Like it's a dope place. It's super sick. I'm glad I'm like out in DC. I love it a lot.
Do you think you could live out there?
Yeah, it's super expensive to live out here, but like if I, had a job that was allowed me to live out here, I would definitely stay. It's so sick.
And what are you studying there?
Kinesiology. So it's like study of the body and how it moves, like sports science.
Yeah.
Something like that, because I think that will be something I'm interested later in life, like a sports therapist, a physical therapist, something like that. Just something with the body, how it moves, how it works. Working with athletes, I think would be sick. Yeah.
Hell yeah, that would be dope, bro. So when are you gonna be set to graduate?
So I'm a junior academically right now, but so next year I will be set. I'm like on pace to graduate next year, but the NCAA gave everyone a extra year of eligibility this year. So if I wanted to, I could keep playing here after I graduate. So I've got this semester coming up and then 2 more, and then I'm done. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
I'm like a year behind like the guys like Jason and stuff like that, because I took that prep year.
Oh, okay.
Senior, and I'm still a junior, even though we graduated high school at the same time.
Damn, that's dope. So you have a whole other year after next year.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad I did it.
That's dope, bro. So your first year at American, what was hoop like for you? Like you said, after your second game, you got that scholarship. You started to start. What did you learn that season?
It was very different from the JUCO game. I felt like JUCO, it was like very high paced, a lot of offense. Like, remember Schmidt said it was like 90% offense, defense or something like that. Yeah. Nice. So our coach, it was like completely flipped. It was like offense is important, but like we're gonna defend. Here's what we're gonna do. So it was a big transition, but it was a big learning experience. Our point guard was the Patriot League Player of the Year, so he taught me a lot about just how to read the game, like coming off the pick and roll, what you should be looking, how to manipulate a defense, stuff like that, defensive reads. So it was just like one big year of like learning and just trying to see what the Division I game is like, and it was awesome to have a guy like that in your corner, just who's seen it all, done it all, and it's just, was a flat out hooper that just got it done and told you what to do. So it was awesome. And I don't know if you remember or saw, I hit a buzzer beater.
Yep. ESPN. That was on top 3. Yes, sir.
ESPN. So that was awesome. I think that was my first like buzzer beater or something like that in my hoop career that I can remember. And to make it on SportsCenter and stuff like that, it was awesome. And we were really good last year, which is not something that's happened like previous years. We kind of struggled. So it was year one was awesome. It was great. I loved it.
What was that like though? Like getting able to make that shot and then not even knowing that it's gonna be on ESPN 3 hours later.
So the fact that the coach had like trust in me to hit the shot was actually the thing that surprised me the most. Because like I said, our point guard was the player of the year, and he did like everything for us. So I just assumed the play was for him to go like make a play, and he had the ball, but he got double teamed. And the fact that he had trusted me to, some new sophomore, but technically a freshman, it's a league game. Like, all those games are important. It was awesome. I was a lot more confident after my coach and all of my other teammates had confidence in me to step in and hit the shot.
All right. Was your phone blowing up after that?
It's the busiest it's ever been, bro. Shit was crazy.
You're funny. That's so funny.
Crazy.
So you averaged 8 or 6 and 2. Well, do you think that you could have averaged more that year, or do you think that
last year? Yeah, but like I said, it was a learning. I had like a streak of like 5 games without scoring any points last year that like really brought it down. Like last year, all I was worried about was like how many threes I could get up and hit.
Right.
And as the year progressed and I was learning more and talking more, like it was like that's like I can score in plenty of other ways. Like the game just needs to slow down for me and stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely think I could have averaged more, but the ball was in our point guard's hands a lot, and he was always making the right play and stuff like that. So mainly, I'd say my role last year was to hit a couple threes if I was open, and then just try to play the best defense I could, because we had another kid who shot like 40% from the three. We had just a bunch of snipers. So last year I was fine, like not being in a big role, just as long as I was out on the floor. It was like good for me. But like this year, first 2 games I didn't score a lot because I missed like 3 weeks with COVID, a little rusty. But this year I'm expecting to come out, a lot more aggressive and do a lot more for the team on the offensive end for sure.
Definitely. So with you saying that, what is like do you have like a specific goal you have set for this year?
Not individually yet because we just started, but for me, like at least it's just to win the Patriot League, because like our league is only one team makes it to March Madness. So
wow! How many teams are in the league?
10.
And 10. Only one makes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. So like obviously, like I want to score, pass, rebound, have my stats look good, but at the end of the day, I'm just honestly, it's like whatever I can do to win Madness, because that's like that would be a dream come true, man. Because then we probably play like a Gonzaga or a Baylor or an Iowa, which is going to be like huge odds against us. But that would be so sick to be on TV in March Madness.
Hell yeah,
like that. Yeah,
that's dope, bro. Yeah. I'm glad you're on the stage that you want to be. I just remember all of us talking and just glad to see you actually doing it, so I'm happy for you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks, man. It was like I talked about, it was a process, and there was a lot of times where I didn't think it was gonna happen, but thankfully, man above everything else, it all worked out.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Well, this would conclude our interview, but before I let you get out of here, Nelly, I got a couple little questions for you.
Yep.
The first one is, I gotta write this down because I always do. Who is your top 5 artists?
Ooh, that's a good one. All right. Right now, I would probably say Lil Baby, Drake.
Yes.
I'll have to put J. Cole up there, even though he hasn't dropped in a while. J. Cole. Let me pull out my phone. I want to see who.
Yeah, see, I always have to do that. Because I'll be listening to some people that I forget their names.
Yeah. Let's see. Library artists. Travis Scott.
Scott, yes.
Yeah.
Nobody's told me Travis Scott. You're the first one to tell me that.
Scott, and I got one more, right?
Yep, one more.
Yep. I'm gonna have to say, wow. Wow. That is tough. That is tough. I will say Black is probably my.
Oh, he's
my
nice. He's
yeah.
underrated. He's underrated.
Yeah.
All right, so he just spells his name weird as hell.
Yeah, it's like with the 6 instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so next one is your top 5 NBA players in the league right now.
Ooh, all right. I would have to do Jaylen Brown. This is not no order, but
Okay.
Jaylen Brown, Jokic, just because I'm a big Nuggets guy, so got to go for him. Jaylen Brown, Jokic, KD, Jokic, KD. Trying to think. No one on the Nets. Wow, that's tough. I'll probably have to go Luka up there too.
I like that.
Drew Holiday.
I love Drew. He's nice, bro.
He's tough, bro. He's slept on.
Yes, he's nice. All right, final question is, who would you like to see on the podcast? It could be one of your teammates, one of your old teammates.
I'm trying to think. It could be anybody.
Anybody, bro. Anybody you want. Your teammate, anyone.
Wow. Let me see. Who would I think would have interesting stuff to say? You already did Jazik, right? Because I thought his whole thing with everything was just wild and crazy to see. But
do you watch that?
Yeah.
He's funny, man.
I'm gonna do someone from Colorado because I like that we're talking about all Colorado hoopers. I feel like the state, just in general, is slept on as a whole. You know, when it comes to hoop, I like to see that. Like a lot of people are doing well. You know who actually I'd like to see and hear some stuff about is Deron Davis.
Deron, yeah, bro. I've seen him a few times, so I could do that.
We'll get Deron. IU. I just was curious because he was like one of the biggest recruits out of Colorado ever, and I was just kind of curious what he thought about IU, and because that's like a story, like that's a big time program.
That is
just like the state of Indiana is like huge basketball, so I'm just curious to see what it's like to play for a program like that. I think it'd be pretty sick. Yeah.
I gotta pull like 2 strings, and then we'll get that going.
Yeah,
but
sure,
you're the first person to say Deron, so we'll definitely get Deron on here, bro. But Nelly, my guy, thank you for tapping in with me, bro. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. This was a blast, and I can't wait to watch it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, everyone, for watching.